Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be reviewing Universal Studios Singapore, the one and only theme park in Singapore. Now, I do have some things to talk about, so let's just get straight into this. So, personally, this is my favourite park I've been to. It's done very well. It's a Universal park. I was expecting very well themed areas and coasters and rides, and that's what I got. So I'm going to be going through a couple things and to explain why this is my favourite experience at any park, and giving you an all-round review of the park. Now, firstly, I do want to say that this park was very easily accessible. It's on Sentosa Island, which is pretty easy to get to by a monorail, and it does cost a little bit of money, but if you do have their transportation cars that they use there, it's pretty easy to get to, so that's very nice. Now, if you've ever been to a Universal park, you'll realise that they have themed area sections, and I really do love my theming, and this is no exception. It was fantastic. They have a Shrek thing there, a sci-fi, like a New York section, and also like a Hollywood section as well, just to name a couple, and they were really good. Very well themed sections. I found most of my time was spent in the sci-fi section for obvious reasons. But yeah, they're all very well themed. Now, this is a very small park, so the areas weren't too big. I think the Jurassic Park area, and I probably think the Shrek Land was definitely the biggest out of all the themed areas. So also, I just wanted to say here, just a couple little nitpicks and kind of little criticisms I had with this park. Yeah, every park's not like perfect. The same thing goes for Universal Studios. So one of the criticisms I have is with the staff. And, you know, the staff were okay. It's more basically around the ride-ups. The ride-ups were very unenthusiastic. They were allowing me to pick my row if I did request a row. If I said, hey, can I sit in the back row, they will let me sit in the back row. And if it was already taken, I would wait for the next range. So they really did that. I was kind of skeptical with that. Would they allow me to do that? Because it's Universal. You know, very strict with a lot of things. But they did allow me to do that. But they're really unenthusiastic about it. I said, like, yeah, go away, you know. So other than the ride-ups, I didn't really interact with any other staff members, especially when running all the facilities and food areas and stuff. But yeah, other than that, the other little criticism I have is with the food. I don't tend to eat food at amusement parks that much, but the food that I did have here, it was not the best food I've ever eaten. It wasn't too bad. But other than that, those two things, it's a really good park. Alrighty, let's move on to the coasters. Now, the coasters, they have 6 credits here, and they have 3 main coasters. They have, obviously, the Dueling Battlestar Galactica and Revenge of the Mummy, which are really good rides. Revenge of the Mummy is, right now, my favourite indoor coaster. And Battlestar Galactica, both sides, rate pretty fairly. You know, they were okay. The lines were ridiculously long. I was told that the lines weren't going to be that bad, you know, like, I was told you can do everything in 4 hours, but that was not the case. Every line was over 60 minutes, every coaster was, even like the little Puss in Boots coaster was over 80 minutes. It was ridiculous. Now, luckily, I did have Ride Express, which I totally recommend. If you have the money, get Ride Express, because especially if you're going on like around the year I did, around Christmas Eve and Christmas, you really do need Ride Express, because I'm not waiting 80 minutes for a very tame family coaster. And the same thing goes for the coasters as well, you know, we'll straight on the ride, you know, not even a 5-minute wait. Very fantastic. I really do recommend Ride Express for pretty much every park that has over 60-minute waits, or even less even. Now, as far as operations go, the park was very well done. I think every coaster had more than one train operating. I think Battlestar Galactica, both sides had 2 trains operating, which is very good to see. The same thing with even like Enchanted Airways. Little Vekoma Junior Coaster also had 2 trains running. So yeah, operations were very fast, which I really do like. But that's kind of expected because it is a Universal Studios park, and that's especially because every line that I saw was over 60 minutes, so expected. Now, I also have a very unpopular opinion. I personally think that Transformers the ride is the best ride of the park. Yes, better than any coaster there. That's very weird for, you know, because me and as a coaster enthusiast, you would rather think I would love the coasters better than any ride. That's not exactly true here. Transformers the ride, before my trip, I heard was like one of the best Universal rides out there. So I was really hyping up this thing, and it really did succeed because I didn't spoil it for myself. I was like, I'm not going. I'm going this completely blind, and I did. It was fantastic. If you have not been on one of these Transformers rides, there, you really do need to. They're so awesome. It was very fantastic, very well done. I really did like it. Yeah, better than any ride at the park personally. I only got one ride on it, and it was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Definitely recommend going on Transformers ride if you find one at a Universal park near you. Anyway, that's going to wrap up my review of Universal Studios Singapore. I thoroughly enjoyed my visit. Definitely a recommended park for sure. If you do, or if you are visiting Singapore, then definitely worth taking a trip to Sentosa and Universal Studios. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.